Eric Adams. He's the mayor of New York City. I'm not even sure why he's commenting on Donald Trump going to jail. Well, it's actually a good reason, because he's on trial in the state of New York, right?
Yep.
But Eric Adams, quote unquote, said, we are ready for Trump to go to jail. New York City is ready if Trump is jailed. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Okay?
No, they're
Pump
not.
the brakes. So, just the shock, just guys, take a pan out to the screen here for a second. The shocking of a president go to jail, dude, don't treat that so casually, Mayor Adams. Even if it's clickbait, which we'll discuss right now, whether you like Trump, don't like Trump, jail?
Yeah.
For the porn star Stormy Daniels thing, falsifying records? What are we talking about here? So here's what he said. Adams said the city officials have discussed the possibility of Trump going to jail for violating the gag order. Don't talk, he's talking. He's being fined $1,000 a day, is that the amount, do you know?
Yes.
He said, quote unquote, our amazing corrections commissioner is prepared for whatever comes on Rikers Island. You know what Rikers Island is?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
like a
prison,
hardcore
right?
prison,
Yeah,
right?
Hardcore prison. It's
Can
like
you imagine?
Alcatraz in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Justice Juan Merchan said he would consider a jail sanction. Why? Because Trump has continually violated his gag order, publicly attacking witnesses, people involved in the case, and the makeup of the jury. You're fat, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're fired. We got it. It's Trump. He's talking $1,000 a time. So here's my question to you guys. Multiple questions. Trump is literally facing jail time. By the way, there's 4 trials, right, Brandon?
Yeah. But there's only
But this
one.
is the only one that's ongoing.
The only one that people are, it's sounding like could be anything is the New York real estate one, I believe. The one that they're trying to get him on overvaluing his properties, because
Okay.
all the other ones are pretty much falling apart.
That's actually a 5th trial now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but there's the Mar-a-Lago thing that they're basically delaying.
Yeah.
There's the January 6th thing.
Yeah.
There's the Georgia,
Right.
finally 11,000 votes thing.
Yeah.
Hard to keep up what's going on here. Here's my question, very simply. Josie, how likely is it that Trump, in whatever state, this case in New York, will actually get a fair trial from a jury of his peers? What are your thoughts?
It's not likely at all. New York is one of the captured states of America. And it's saying that they're ready. This is frustrating because they're saying, oh, we're ready to put him in jail. Past presidents are required to have Secret Service. So in order to jail President Trump, they need to build an entire separate wing of a prison, or put him in Mar-a-Lago on house arrest. There's really nothing else you could do. It would be a violation of the 8th Amendment to imprison Secret Service members with him who've done nothing wrong. So it's completely flippant. And I think he's using it kind of as a threat, maybe as a rallying cry for everyone who just wants to see him, burned at the stake. They're not ready to put him in jail. And I think Trump almost is taunting them in a way, like, I dare you to put me in jail, because his numbers would go through the roof.
Great point.
Yeah.
Do you
Josie,
think
could
it'll
I
actually help Trump and his poll numbers if he gets put in jail?
Yeah, I think so.
Really? Why?
Because it's a political prosecution that we're all watching happen before our eyes. So, and that would be just the ultimate political prosecution. And even like the black vote, for instance, the Dems are trying to pander to black people over computers and, that sort of stuff. But really the black people are like, he's being persecuted like we are persecuted. So they're finding it more relatable to Trump now than they did, 8 years ago.
Trump loves the blacks. We all know that.
We all know that.
Amy, what were you going to say?
I just wanted to, firstly, to your point, I've never seen so many people who were like kind of iffy about Trump radicalized after seeing his mugshot. Okay, so that's point number 1.
Yeah.
Point number 2, what did you mean by violation of the 8th Amendment? Could
Cruel
you
and
elaborate
unusual-
on
yes.
that a little bit, please?
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Okay.
So if you were to put innocent men in prison whose responsibility, Trump is by law, required to have Secret Service.
Yeah.
So you're going to imprison Secret Service in his prison cell with him.
Got you. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got it. Laura, will Trump get a fair trial? Period.
No, I do think it's impossible. You saw that chick on the street that was like one of the jurors. Like, what do you think of Trump? I am not a fan. Why not? My roommate was immunocompromised during COVID, and he did not deal with that really well. I was like, okay, we're gonna have a bunch of those idiots on the trial, so no. But it's ridiculous because he's done a bunch of nonsense. Yes, the guy is not innocent, but to be talking jail time, I don't know if you saw this recently, but this woman killed her baby. There's been a few of these recently. Killed her baby because she was on drugs and just couldn't stand the crying or who knows what. Literally scot-free. Like, scot-free. Completely fine. That woman, cool. You go do you, boo. You were on drugs. Sorry, that was unfortunate. You killed your kid. Trump does, again, it's like the hush money. It's this kind of stuff. And that is what we're spending, like you said, resources, time, all of this dog and pony show and this circus and all of this mockery of the presidency. It's just, we're just so backwards and upside down.
What did you mean when you
are
said the
out
man
of
is
whack.
not innocent?
He's not innocent, as in, yes, he has. It said he's a cheater. He's probably done the hush money stuff, like all that kind of stuff. I don't know where the money came from and all those details, and that's what they got to figure out. But I think this is just way too extreme, and obviously it's been inflated, something more minimal. And what we've said, if you dig up dirt on anybody, you're gonna find stuff. So they're digging up everything. They're looking under pillows that aren't even there. And when there's actually real, like, legitimate murders or whatever, all the other people that are going off without any kind of jail time or anything else, not even a slap on the wrist. I think it's just we're in upside down land.
Here's my question, and this is for everyone, because most people on this panel are likely to vote for Trump, maybe an RFK. I don't know if anybody's voting for Biden. We'll find out. What could Trump do that could possibly lose your vote?
Okay, by lose you mean that means I would.
You're like, I'm voting for Biden.
That I would vote for Biden?
Yes.
What could he do?
Yes.
What could he do? While I'm sleeping, lobotomize me? I don't know. What he could do is render me unconscious. Somebody takes my hand and scratches and bites me.
Nothing.
Versus Biden?
Right.
I don't think Biden is a viable candidate.
Is there anything Trump can do to lose your vote? Would you vote for RFK? Would you vote for Biden? Is there anything Trump would do?
I guess RFK over Biden.
Well, I had considered RFK, and I'm a libertarian. I'm going to the D.C. convention at the end of the month. So there are candidates.
Who's the libertarian candidate this year?
They're selecting it there.
Okay.
So the
That's
delegates.
never a good sign when we don't even know who the candidate is.
The delegates are
and the
selected
election's
there.
in 6 months.
Yeah.
Not a good sign, Libertarian Party.
The delegates
Well,
select
you
the
had Jo
candidate.
Jorgensen. She killed it.
She was terrible. So the candidates are selected by delegates there, and the vice president is also selected by delegates there. So, on the off chance that my vice presidential pick and my presidential pick there get selected, then I'd vote for them.
Do they do this every year?
Yeah,
I mean, every 4 years.
every
like
4
this?
years. Yeah, that's how they do
What a
it.
horrible situation. Think
It
about
was
it.
at
That's why they get 1%
At the end
of
of
the
May.
vote.
Josie.
at the end of
How is the Libertarian Party ever going to do anything
From
when we're
May-
literally
May to
talking about
November.
the election as we speak? It's about to be June.
Well,
and
Donald
we
Trump-
don't even know who the candidate is. Horrible.
Donald
Horrible.
Trump and RFK are both speaking at that convention, so it's definitely taking off. They're definitely either trying
but
to.
they're not running for the Libertarian
I know
candidacy.
but they are. So that will be an opportunity for libertarians to ask, why did you run the debt up? Why didn't you do anything about the Federal Reserve? Why did you handle COVID the way that you handled COVID? And I'd like to ask RFK why he came out and said why he thinks women should be able to have abortions right through their 40th week of pregnancy this morning.
Okay.
He said that this morning?
This morning or last night? Yep.
Wow.
RFK said that.
RFK said that, so he is
remember
off
when I
my
said
list.
maybe
let's
RFK?
This is
stay on
good
topic
news,
here.
though.
But
Well,
yeah.
not good news,
You
but
asked,
it's
what
anyone
would
who is
lose-
scared of it taking away from
It's the
Donald
brain
Trump's
worms.
vote, it helps with that.
No,
I
but you
would
just
assume.
said what would lose my vote for Trump, and I was like, Biden, no chance. And then I was like, maybe RFK, but I was like, don't love where he stands with that. If he just said that today,
He just said that today.
Yeah, then
completely,
okay.
completely off my list for
Okay,
that.
so
abortion thing.
MAGA,
So let-
MAGA, Trump
We're
train
going
all
to
the
table the
way.
abortion thing for a second.
Okay, because he doesn't like.
Brandon, is there anything Trump can do to lose your vote?
No,
Anything.
especially not against Biden, but even not against anybody else who's in the pool right now. Because I mean, the fact that he's a fighter and actually calling out the establishment, and who's done that before in the past? You know, people have started to do it a little bit since he came in, but you know, I respect.
Natalia, is there anything Trump could do to lose your vote?
I mean, go against his word. Like, if he completely switches what he stands for, I would completely.
You met Donald Trump. I mean, he
Okay.
kind of flip flops on some things.
Okay, but
Politics.
would you vote for a Biden?
No.
If he did. If he,
No, I vote for Trump.
So that's what the question is.
Amy, is there anything Trump could do to lose your vote?
No, looking at the candidates and the options right now, there really isn't anything that I can think of.
Murder. If Trump murdered somebody, you'd still vote for him?
Depending on the situation.
Yeah, literally.
Because he felt like it.
No,
No,
you're being.
like a serial.
Guys, I'm being bombastic here.
Yeah.
I get
No,
it.
if he murdered somebody, he would be obviously.
What if
but
he
here's-
embezzled billions of dollars?
are we
No,
He
but-
embezzled money.
No, but real talk. In that
Yes.
case,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
not enough
voting.
for me.
He was investigated. He was investigated
You're so
more
funny.
intricately than anybody in the history of the United States over the last 8 years. And what have they found? Oh, he might have had a little pulled some hush money out of the wrong account. We gotta, go after that. He hasn't done anything, so he would have to now do something.
Completely change, completely
he's
step
not
outside his
murdered
character.
somebody.
Like,
So,
do
by the
something.
way,
So
if I
the
had
only
a bunch
way-
of Biden voters here, and I was like, is there anything Biden could
Yeah,
do?
same
Or
thing.
is there anything that Trump could do to earn your vote? No way, no way, no. I'm like, nothing? Guys, like, if Trump murdered, raped, pillaged,
Well, yeah.
embezzled,
Pedophilia.
and
take
he-
him out.
Here's
he
the thing,
still
Adam.
has your vote.
No.
Pedophilia.
What's going on here?
Pedophilia.
Listen,
That
look,
would
he
do
does
it.
all those things. Fine, I'm not voting for him, but I'm not voting for Biden. That's what I want to tell you.
Yeah.
No matter what happens,
I'd stay home.
I'm not ever voting for
and here-
Biden.
RFK
wouldn't
doesn't
even be
play
able
for you?
to.
No, not after if
Nope.
he just said
we'll
that.
get
just
to
said
that.
that.
Because
RFK
he says something about abortion, guys.
Yep.
Think about it this way.
That's
though. Think
a
about,
big
like,
deal.
What situations
deal.
the least amount of people get hurt? Even if he did do something that's crazy, a crime, unthinkable, whatever. Think about how many more people are getting hurt and suffering because of Biden being president.
Seriously,
here's where it
In the
made me.
world-
Immigration
in the
alone.
world
What if he
and- guys,
murdered
America.
somebody, Brandon?
Yeah.
Brandon, if he
Guys,
also
I
murdered
totally
somebody,
understand.
like,
I'm
But
just seeing the
millions of people are
threshold.
being murdered because of Biden's leadership. You know, the wars across the world.
yeah,
would
but
be
just
going
because
on.
that a million people are being murdered doesn't mean that it's okay that Trump does it.
I'm saying if you look at it from a philosophy standpoint, the least amount of people getting hurt, less people would be getting hurt right now if,
But
if
then
Trump was
you
still
gotta think,
president.
like,
Trump
what are your
didn't
values?
start
What do you
any
stand
new
for?
wars.
You're
I
okay
stand
for
for
a
what's
murderer
good
to
for the most
lead
amount of
also?
people.
You
That's what I
also
stand
want to
for.
be
Hold on.
realistic.
Where the least amount of people get
So
hurt.
when I was saying that there's nothing he could do, I was referring to more so things that he could do in his personal life, things that people would judge in his personal life, which I really respect Laura's opinion on this, because although he's done things that don't align with your values, you're like, no, that's wrong, he's a cheater, he's this, that, and the other, you still recognize common sense policies, and you're able to put what is common sense over your emotions about how you may feel about a particular situation. Now, if he went out there and he murdered someone, that would say a lot more about his character, about his impulses, his mental conditioning, right? I'm talking more so from the sense of like cheating, doing something, that would be deemed scandalous in the public eye. There's nothing that could change my vote in that sense, because people need to think logically when it comes to voting and who's running this country versus emotionally.
And
Yeah, there
honestly,
you go.
I want to
Yeah.
make this super clear. He is not my top choice. I agree with everybody when they say he's not presidential. I wish he would shut up on the tweet things. All those kind of things. I am not somebody that's like, he mean tweets, so I'm not going to vote for him. I'm not that, because I'm not stupid, and I have common sense. But yes, I wish there was somebody definitely more presidential. There were definitely people running that I was way more for than him. But if you're asking Trump versus Biden, I will never vote for Biden.
Okay. Guys, spirited debate. Last question to this, real quick. Let's say, guys, I just wanted to see how extreme
Yeah.
it would have to be for you to switch. None of you guys are switching. I get it. Cool. You're talking to somebody, everyone knows my story. I've never voted for a Republican in my life up until now, and I'm like, I cannot condone what the Democratic Party stands for. I'm a JFK guy, even a Clinton guy, a populist kind of guy. But what the Democratic Party stands for at this point is so beyond what I would ever even imagine it could be. Ridiculous. The woke stuff, the trans stuff, the debt, the borders, it's
border.
beyond me. But at some point, everybody has to be like, yeah, I don't get, I'm not a loyalist to anyone, to any party. You have to be willing to kind of look at it. But clearly,
Same.
people are not willing to abandon Trump. I get it. Here's my question. What will, in your opinion, Trump loyalists do if he's jailed for whatever crime? What do you think they would do? And how much worse would it be than January 6th? Josie.
I honestly, if you look at the protests scene since January 6th, there's been a cooling effect. Nobody is coming out at all. So I almost don't think that they would do very much at all because they're still arresting people. They're showing up at doors.
So you think people have been feared?
Yeah.
And they brought fear into people, and they won't protest if he ends up in jail.
So. Yeah.
Does anybody disagree with Josie?
I think it's an all or nothing thing, but I don't think that would happen if he went to jail, because I think it would be largely optics. But I think the protesting is an all or nothing thing, where it'd have to be something so crazy that everybody does it at once, or nobody's gonna do it at all. Because like you said, everybody's afraid because of that, and I think that was the exact intention of what they let happen on January 6th.
Okay, Amy, what do you think will happen if he goes to jail?
Is he still allowed to run for? Is he
Yeah.
still allowed to be
Yes.
president
Yeah,
from
you
jail?
go from jail,
Then I
so-
don't think they would do anything. I think he would speak to people in a very common sense way. Hey, I'm going to serve this time. Don't cause any more disruption. We're about to clean up this country. I think that's what he would say if he could still run from
Natalia,
jail.
what do you think?
If he goes to jail?
What his loyalists will do?
I really don't know, honestly. I feel like he would run and, let people decide where they stand. I don't think he would. I don't know. I feel like he would approach it in a very logical, sensible way to.
Are we talking
keep
about
his-
Donald Trump here, guys? Laura, what do you
I think he wants that
Trump
to happen,
loyalists
Adam.
would do?
Yeah.
If he
Adam,
would-
is it a liberal?
I think he wants that to happen to me. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with Amy. If it's all just optics and it actually just plays itself out and it just feels like maybe a different publicized campaign, let's say, then it might play out like that. I don't know which way they would go. I do think that the loyalists are out of control, though. Like the MAGA diehards that are willing to do anything. Mind you, I don't think January 6th was 9/11.
actual insurrection?
I think people blow it up or whatever. I think it was stupid because it just gave us a bad look. And by us, I mean anybody on the right. I don't mean us because, again, I'm not MAGA. But I do think that they need to just calm down a little bit, be a little bit more rational. Because even though I'm saying Trump could do anything and I wouldn't vote for Biden, Trump could kill somebody and I would still run up to him, hug him, and want him to tattoo my forehead.
Stop it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
People, the MAGA people are really freaky MAGA.
It's Jesus, Trump, and maybe not even in that order.
No.
What
They're
happens-
Trump Jesus for
what
sure.
happens if he actually goes to prison and can't run? What would happen?
Oh, the
Like-
world would go
he
crazy.
can't
actual
run.
protest-wise?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
they
think
go
they
crazy.
would. I think they'd go a little nutty. Hopefully, that they did
Oh, they
learn
go
that.
nutty.
Look, hey, the law doesn't favor you MAGA folk, so maybe tamper it down.
I think the Supreme Court will take care of anything that gets too crazy, because I think the whole taking him off the ballot thing, when they mentioned that was a lot scarier to people than the whole concept of him going to jail. Because I think he largely wants them to arrest him. That's why he's violating the gag order. He's like, yeah, I dare you to freaking arrest me. Same
Okay,
thing
there's
with
a
the
difference
so.
in going to jail and going to the jail and can't run for the president.
Yeah,
Let me
there's
say
two
one thing.
difference. Yes.
If he can't run,
Oh yeah.
people
Yes.
Are
Or
gonna
not.
lose
loyalists
their mind.
will lose
Yeah.
their mind.
Yeah.
I lose my mind.
I can't believe you guys don't. I mean,
No, yeah.
saying
come on,
yes.
guys.
No, 'cause
I'm
that's
saying
what-
yes.
you
I
said
just hope
that.
that they don't do anything stupid to make us look.
They will.
Yeah, I know.
So those are
Yeah.
two different things,
This
though.
is,
The
Yeah,
whole premise of
fully
what
agree
I
with
said
you.
was based on the fact that he could still
Yeah.
run.
the reason that he
Go ahead,
can
Josie.
he can run for president if he's in jail, and he can run for president in every state, as the Supreme Court ruled unanimously, which doesn't happen very often that he could do that, because what they were trying to do is they were trying to charge him with the 14th Amendment, the fifth clause in the 14th Amendment. They were trying to say that
Caused the
he caused an insurrection. However, the only people who are able to say that he caused the insurrection is the Congress, and he was impeached, but then he was acquitted, and so that was ruled out already, that he didn't do it, according to the people who could say that he did it. And so the fact that it's written in the Constitution of who can do it, that says that only Congress can do it. So the 10th Amendment would say, if it doesn't say that Congress can do it, then that would be a state's right. Since it says that Congress can do it, it's not a state's right. So that's why he can be on the ballot everywhere. And there's no rule that says if anybody was convicted that he's not an officer, which is what's written in there to be able to run for the president. he would be on the ballot. There's no rule saying if any president goes to jail or if any person goes to jail, they can't be president. There's no rule. They are trying to pass one in order to do it retroactively, but nothing is standing right now.
Well, great talk, guys. Quick stats for you. Trump supporters, they were polled. If Trump went to jail, would he still have your vote? Here's some numbers for you. 80% would 100% still vote for him. 80% or 100%. 4% would not, very small margin. 16% would reconsider. So that's where that is. So most of these people, that's not it. Most of these people are riding with Trump regardless. So that 80%, he can do no wrong. So we'll see what happens with Trump.
And that's based on this case?
Yes, that's based on this case. Or no, jail overall. Okay. So that's what's going on there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.